What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Malik. You probably have seen me on TikTok or Instagram giving out some of the best information you can find on the internet in regards to credit. I'm 24 years old, I have an 800 credit score, and inside this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how you can literally steal better credit limits from these banks without you even knowing it. Today's example, we have somebody who has a mediocre credit profile, so I'm going to show you what you need to be doing in order to get higher credit limits. If you just give me a few minutes of your time, we can get right into the video. Alright, so the goal is we want to raise the credit limits and everything like that. So right now they have a Michelin credit card and they have a Discover credit card. Now we're going to put the data points of their profile up and everything like that so you guys can see the data points. So let's just pretend that this person has, let's say if they have a 700 credit score. They have their utilization is about, I don't know, let's say it's like, let's say it's 5%. They pay their balances, usually in full for the most part, everything. Sometimes they leave like a small balance. These credit cards right here, we're gonna put these credit cards at, one is at 1,000 and then the other one is at 2,000. Now, before we get into all of that, we're gonna continue with the profile. We're at a 700 credit score, 5% utilization, and then their average credit age, we're gonna say their average credit age is about 2 years. Their most recent opened account, which is one of the biggest factors when it comes to you applying for credit and stuff, they haven't opened up a new credit card in 1 year, so this is very good, Hard increase, they have 0 hard increase. So we're gonna put 0 increase. Now, with all this information right here and everything like that, we're gonna raise the credit score because the credit score will probably be higher and everything like that. So we're gonna give them a 750 credit score. Now, here's the problem that they're facing right now. The problem that they're facing is that they're getting approved for low limits. They can't get approved for a single credit card that's higher than $1,000 or $2,000 because their floor is set to $1,000 or $2,000. So this is what you need to do in order to get higher credit limits. The banks just want to see that you can manage higher credit limits. That's all they want to see. So there's only 2 ways that you're going to beat this floor you're at, right? Usually what banks want to do is give you 1 to 4 times what you currently have. So let's go ahead and put that up here. The banks are going to counter offer you with 1x to 4x your current limit. So if his highest credit limit or her highest credit limit is 2,000, the banks will usually give you up to 8,000. Sometimes they'll give you a little bit more, but I'm just going to put 8,000 up here just to be nice. So we're going to say their floor for what they can possibly get approved for is 8,000 because their highest credit limit is 2,000. That's usually the floor in which they like to overextend themselves. They're not going to give you a $50,000 credit card if you only have 2,000 in profiles. Unless you know somebody that works at the bank or something like that, it's just not happening. Unless you can prove you have some crazy financial statements or something to show them. That's the only way. Now, what's going to need to happen for this to work out for you guys and everything like that is these limits right here need to be raised. So the goal is to get both of these, we want to get both of these limits raised up and everything like that. Your credit profile is good. You got a 750 credit score, 5% utilization, 2 years of history, 1 year since you had, a new account and you have 0 hard increase. So this is what you're going to do. It's very simple. You want to go to the app of the bank where you got the credit card and you're going to ask them for a credit limit increase. Now, this doesn't work for every single bank because every single bank is different. What you're going to do is you're going to ask them for a credit limit increase and you're going to put in your income. I recommend that you put your true income because these are personal cards, so they are going to ask you for statements or some type of proof. If you put a crazy income, sometimes you can put a little bit higher. So if you make like 85 and your girlfriend makes 20, you can add that together as household income. Or if you make 100K, your girlfriend makes 100K, you can add that together and put like 200K and everything like that. Yeah. So the first step is you want to go with a credit limit increase. So let's say that they give you guys, let's say that they give you guys, out of these 2 limits, they raise them up by like 1,000 a piece, which is not a lot. So you go from the 1,000 you go to a 2,000, and now you have a 3,000. So the thing is, you're only going up to 4x what you currently have. So you can only get 4x. That's the maximum they're probably going to give you. They might get a little bit more, but usually they don't. So you're right back at that 8K range and everything like that, but now you're at a floor of 9K. You're at that 9K floor and everything like that. So here's where things get pretty interesting, right? Here's where things get pretty interesting. There's only 2 ways to beat the low floor that you have. You're either going to keep requesting credit limit increases or you're going to continue to not apply for credit. So if you're constantly applying for credit, let's say like every 6 months, then the way you beat that is by you ask for credit limit increases and everything like that. If you don't want to keep continuously asking for credit limit increases, then you have to go a while without asking for credit. Because the longer that you go without asking for credit, this factor right here, this person has waited a year, the longer you go without asking for credit, the higher your credit limit is usually going to be when you request a new credit card and everything like that. So you got 2,000, now you got 3,000, those are your limits. You got $5,000 in your personal credit profile. It reflects and everything like that. Now, you think that you made it because now you can get approved for a credit card that is $9,000 or $8,000 depending on, your profile. Well, you're wrong. And here's why you're wrong, right? So there's an extra step that you can take that a lot of people don't talk about, and it's the secret step that I've helped my clients do. Some banks, not all of them, but some banks have a reconsideration line. So you can literally call a reconsideration line and say, hey, I'm going on a vacation, or I'm doing this, or you're making a big purchase, or you're looking to spend money. And obviously you want to pay it back, but you just need a higher credit limit because the credit limit is too low. So what you can do is you can usually ask them for 2 to 3x of your current limit. So if you get on a phone call with the reconsideration line, if your credit limit is 2,000, I would ask them for a $6,000 limit. So we can go up to 6K right here. And then right here, this is 3,000, so we can go up to 9K. And this is not asking for too much because usually they will approve it. So now let's say that you got approved for the 6,000 and the 9,000. Now your floor, like your credit floor with your revolving history, is 15K. So you got a 15K revolving floor now, which means that your profile looks a lot stronger because you just went from a $3,000 floor up to $15,000 floor and everything like that. So let's go over here. We have a $15,000 floor now. Here's where things get interesting. You got a $6,000 credit card. If we multiply that by 4, you could possibly get up to a 24K limit. If you guys didn't know that. You have a $9,000 credit card right here. You can get up to a 36K limit. So now you can get approved for up to 60,000 on the personal side. Up to. I'm not saying that you're going to get approved for it, but I'm just saying up to. You can get up to that amount. So you literally just went from 1,000 to 2,000. Then you did a manual credit limit increase inside the app with the AI. You called a reconsideration line, got your lines raised up and everything like that. Now you're pre-qualified to get up to 24,000 for your next credit card. But then, because you got the 9,000, you're pre-qualified up to 36,000. Now, you're not 100% guaranteed to get higher limits and everything like that just because you did this trick. But if you stay at this floor right here and your goal is to get $100,000, $200,000 in business funding, if you have $1,000 limits or $2,000 limits, it's way harder to get approved for higher limits on the business side because they only see that you've managed small limits on the personal side and everything like that. You follow this down to the T. You start off with low limits and a decent profile. You go and you ask for a credit limit increase inside the app. You speak to the reconsideration line if you have one. You can easily boost your approvals and you can get way better, higher limits and everything like that. But in order for this to work, there's one secret thing that you guys need to understand. You need low utilization. I recommend you keep utilization between 1% and 5%. You also want to make sure that you don't have no late payments. And obviously if the account is charged off, then you definitely can't do it then. But I would recommend you have at least a 720 plus credit score, low utilization, and you have decent credit history, credit age. Most banks will do a soft pull. Sometimes they'll do a hard pull, but if they do a soft pull, I know Chase does a soft pull and everything like that. If they do a soft pull, then it's usually going to be TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian. I don't think all banks pull all 3 bureaus, maybe Capital One, but yeah, this is exactly how you can raise your limit from low limits to medium limits, or whatever the case may be, to high limits to get a better floor. And then when you apply for a new credit card, it's gonna be way higher than what you currently have. And the best part about it is it actually looks like you were approved for these high limits from the jump because they don't have no way of seeing that you actually requested increases unless you go back to the same bank. So that's the best part about it. Just for example, right here we have a Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card. This is a $10,000 credit card minimum, and this is a Chase Sapphire Reserve. If you was to keep your floor right here at $1,000 or $2,000, you might not get approved for these cards. If you jump up to $2,000 to $3,000, you might still not get approved. But if you have a $6,000 to $9,000 credit card, you're probably gonna get approved for these credit cards if you haven't been applying for credit too recently. So if you waited a little while before you apply for your most recent credit card, then yeah, you should be good. Okay, listen, right, I appreciate you guys watching the video and everything like that. So I've helped over 1,000 people clean their credit, rebuild it, and structure it to get approved for funding. You can literally see my testimonials on the screen right here. I'm gonna put everything on the screen so you guys can see it and everything like that. Here's my TikTok, here's my Instagram. Make sure you go follow me and everything like that. If you want to be one of my next clients that I help actually succeed in actually cleaning your credit, rebuilding it the correct way, and getting approved for funding, all you need to do is just go to the link in the description of this video, click the link, get signed up. That's pretty much it. Anyways, my name is Malik. I appreciate you guys watching this video and everything like that. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.